Yeah, and speaking of the taxpayer-funded media, the ABC did an online report about the situation in Western Australia. Now, I've said it many times. Mathematically, the greatest threats to the government in terms of them getting to 76 to be able to be re-elected to the government. Voices of, knock off a couple of seats here or there, and then what's going to happen in Western Australia? No one knows. Fair income hardcore Labor people will say, yeah, that's exactly our scenario here, because we can't get to government ourselves unless something big's happening in Western Australia. Now, polling has shown that something big might be happening in Western Australia, but the polling has come back towards the government. But, of course, no one will tell you that. Instead, what did taxpayer media do to try to build a narrative that there was an earthquake coming to dump the federal government in Western Australia? They did this little hit piece where the first paragraph alone says the Liberal Party is facing an uphill battle to retain 10 seats it holds in Western Australia with less than 3 months to go before the election. 10 seats are in play now? Now, I won't bore you with the margins, but the idea that all 10 are up for grabs is rubbish. If I'm wrong, I will gladly correct the record after the election. But does anyone at Channel 2 want to make a bet? 10 seats in Western Australia? Now, anyone will tell you who is a hardcore Labor person, if you are waiting for Western Australia to get you to a majority, it's not a good night. Because, yes, you might get to a majority, but you don't have a big enough majority to be able to survive the next wave 3 years later. So, yes, what happens in Western Australia, what happens with the fake independents, absolutely matters. But for the ABC to yet again be building the narrative that this person you've never heard of, who's platformed as the go-to fake independent in the inner city, and every single seat is under threat in Western Australia, well, I'll say it, it's bullshit.